Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another PsiX Aftermath CTL replay cast. Today, I am joined by my good friend Snoopy for this cast.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, for this week, we got a treat. This was week number 5. This was PsiX Aftermath versus Unrivaled Gaming. So this was a pretty important week for us. This solidified us mainly in the playoffs, so we will 90% be in the playoffs after this point. If we win the next of our next 2 weeks, we will definitely be in. So, the playoffs are in our hands and definitely in sight.
Sweet. All right, we should let's go to our first game.
Okay, so game number 1 is going to be. Oh wait, I gotta invite you. That's right. There we go. Saying that I'm getting an error here. Cannot be watched. Getting a previous version error on these replays.
Huh.
Was there an update recently?
I don't actually know. I think there might have been a patch. I'm not sure.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, just getting an error on this.
How about you send me the replay and then we'll load up same time, and then we can cast it like that, I guess.
All right. Sure. Okay.
And hopefully, by the time we actually start the first game, more people would have tuned in.
Yeah. Give us a little bit of buffer. Okay.
I've actually had the set number 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't have number 1 and 6, I think.
Okay, I'll just send those right over.
All right.
Okay, what I just sent you doesn't work. I just realized that. Okay. So 1 and 6, right?
Yep.
There is no set 6, so we're good on that. Because that was a walkover. Oh no, sorry, set 6.
That will be the Diamond 1 match.
Wait, I don't think Sippy Cup sent that to me. Oh, he did. Never mind. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. I did not think there was a patch in between that time. Should have checked those. My bad. Alright, now we're good.
All right.
Cool.
Let me just transfer over to my folder here. We'll load up the replay and then pause it, and then we'll play it when I guess we're ready, I guess.
Sure. So hope everybody in the chat's been having a great summer. See, we got Elliot in there.
Oh, yeah, Nemesis as well.
Nice. It's been a fun summer for me.
I think it's been this fun summer just because of I've been hearing a lot about the World Cup and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
France
think
won it.
people have. Oh, they did? Okay. Yeah, I don't really follow soccer as much, or football as they call it.
That's true.
But yeah, it seems like a lot of people have been having some fun with that.
Yeah, it's funny because that's that's probably one of the few sporting events I don't really follow, soccer, and people just walking up to me. So who are you going for in the World Cup? And I'm like, I guess I have no clue. Like America, and they're like, America's not in it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, America's not really known for soccer, or at
So,
least, yeah, they don't really, do well. But anyhow, I've got the replay loaded, so ready when you are.
all right, I will start it now. Axis in the chat is asking, did the gold match get casted yet? No, we are getting into that right now. So you arrived at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Just do a little
Oh,
countdown so I know when to go.
oops. Looks like we got an issue with this.
So I
Um,
guess like one, 3, 2, 1, go, and then I'll go at the go.
oops. The screen went blank here. Gonna have to go over to this middle screen. I think the alignment is not quite right. Let's try that.
White Widow 1989 asks, what league is it? The first one is the Gold League set, and then the second one will be the second one and third one will be Platinum, right?
Yep. So,
And
oh, sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
you go ahead. Go ahead.
The first set is a basically gold set intentionally, but there is a buffer for plat threes. The next two sets are platinums. Then we got two diamond 2 and under sets, a diamond 1, and then a master's best of 3.
There we go. So pretty big wide range. So I think that's one of the great things about this team league, that it includes a lot of different leagues, so a lot of people can participate.
Yeah, it's really cool that not a lot of leagues in StarCraft 2 really allow for big participation in the gold and even platinum slots. So it's pretty cool that we got some fierce competition. So do you have your replay loaded up, Snoopy?
Yep,
All
ready to
right,
go.
1, 2, 3, go. I think I might be a second ahead, but it'll be good.
All right, here we go. Spawning at the top left, we have our blue Terran player representing Team Unrivaled. It is Edson.
And in the bottom corner of Catalyst, it's the orange Zerg, Axis. Axis currently watching from his vacation home, taking a well-deserved vacation, it looks like. So, hope you've been having a good time, man.
Nice. And it looks like Axis drone is heading to his little vacation home as he's traveling all across the map to the opponent's base, which is really interesting because I don't really see a lot of Zerg scout with their early drone against the Terran, but I guess he's gonna go ahead and just want to be extra safe. Gonna scout what's up, see if there's any proxies, but it looks like so far Edson is just gonna go pretty standard here, opening wise.
Yeah, I like the faster scout. You know, not too much harm you can lose. I mean, not too much harm you can get by scouting a little bit earlier. So it's nice to be safe. I think that's a pretty good theme in the CTL, especially when these are best of one matches. Just making sure to take the extra mile to scout for cheeses and different things. That's a good call from Axis.
Yeah, you have like a pretty much like a few days to a week to prepare for your opponent. So you see a lot of, I guess, maybe potentially cheesy games or rush games. So always pretty good to scout and just to be safe. All right. So on the other side as well, Edson did send a SCV to scout. We'll see pretty much an earlier pool and then into hatch. It's not a pool where you would indicate that there's a lot of speedlings coming your way early, but it does give an indication that you might want to actually stick your Reaper at home. But instead, it looks like Edson went for just a regular Marine instead.
Hmm. Yeah, so pretty standard stuff out from Axis. The question is, how fast will he get his third? Sometimes in TVZ we look at the Zerg getting their third, usually under 3 minutes. It depends if they want to be aggressive with Lings. And
Mm-hmm.
Edson also went for the CC on the low ground, so it will finish in time. But That does give the Zerg a little bit of an opportunity to be aggressive, as opposed to building the CC on the high ground, floating it down. So a little economic advantage Edson gained by putting it on the low ground, and Axis shouldn't be able to capitalize on it too much, or he's choosing not to at this point.
Yeah, and looks like I think Edson he's got his factory down. Now, usually you'll see the Terran actually make the factory next to his barracks just to swap out the swap out the factory with the barracks to get the reactor factory. But instead, he's just gonna go for a singular factory on his own, no tech lab, no reactor, just getting a cyclone out. Not actually sure what this build is, but looks like just a bunch of Marines and cyclone here. And we'll see if he, goes for a timing attack soon.
Mm-hmm. That is interesting. Normally we see a reactor with Cyclone. That's true. In the chat, looks like we got someone asking, Axis is from Texas. And, hey, Landfear. Checking with you guys. Hope everything's been great. Leading one of the new Terran groups in the league, Landfear Raiders. That it looks really cool. Or is that supposed to be top secret?
Oh, Ariach is also joining the Twitch chat, so welcome.
And we got a relatively, pretty fast third CC out from Edson. That's interesting. His SCV timing, he's been missing a couple SCVs. Axis is slipping in a few lings here, but there's going to be way too many Marines, and those are all going to get run through.
Oh, wow. There's actually a little opening there between the supply depot and CC. And usually, as a Zerg, you're like salivating at that opening, you want to run in the lings, but this actually went into Edson's favor as he had more than enough defense there with the mass Marines and the Cyclone as well.
Axis starting his third, but the third for the Terran's going to finish up before Axis's, so that's actually, we'll see what happens here, but that could put Axis behind economically unless Axis pulls something out. He's down in supply a bit, which is not too good if you're a Zerg at this point. Edson is supply blocked here, which will give Axis actually a chance to gain supply and even up pretty shortly. That just goes to show you how important not getting supply blocked is. This is going to be... Looks like he just clears the supply block. He's back to normal. But little things like that can allow Axis to get back in the game.
Yeah, I think Axis might be playing a bit too defensive here. I would like him to actually send out maybe a link just to spot any move out or what's going on with the what's going on with Edson's army. Well, actually, looks like Edson's gonna sneak a little liberator at the back of the natural.
Ooh. Oh no, Axis is going to lose that queen. That's a pretty big deal. And the Spore is out of position. See how many probes and drones he will lose. Okay, pull there. Not bad. Okay, queen's going to come in here. And I'm going to mop that liberator up. So all in all, he lost 4 drones there and a queen. Not the quickest reaction, but honestly could have been a lot worse there. So pretty good reaction time from Axis there.
Yeah, I would like to include 0 probes damage in that
no.
fight.
Also, Axis's creep spread is not bad. He's working it through. That's love to see that from a gold player. That's something that even diamond and higher players struggle with, is getting that creep spread efficient. And Axis is doing a pretty good job here. So props to him for that.
Yeah, I think Axis, he's been playing in a lot of our team leagues, and he's been doing really well. I think he's in CTL alone. He's been, I think, almost undefeated or undefeated. I forgot the past history, but I'm pretty sure he's been doing pretty well in all the team leagues that he's participating in.
Yeah, Axis has done really well for just a super long time. He's the perfect player for the gold slot because he's been around a while, in the CTL, so he's got a good knowledge of what to do, and he has quite a bit of StarCraft experience, even if he isn't gold. So he plays, I think, his play looks to be a lot higher when you watch him than a gold player. Getting this creep spread, being pretty good on his macro. Supply blocked here, but I think Axe is doing a pretty good job um, in this slot here.
Yeah, looks like Access clarifying in the chat saying he is 6-0 in the
Ooh,
Storm Gaming Team League. So really, really good record there,
flexing
undefeated.
those stats. Nice. Okay, so
All
Edson
right.
is moving in here, but it's on creep, so he's gonna have to clear the creep before he can get anything done.
Yeah, definitely does not want to engage in the creep. As you all know, creep does give some speed boost to the Zerg army, but oh no, he's actually moving a little bit forward away from the tank. He needs to stay with the tanks.
Okay, Axis is
And
coming in here. The Banes are gonna connect on the Marines in a wraparound with the Lings. Nice angle from Axis there, and he's just gonna mop this up.
wow. And that is the reason why you do not engage in creep. And all of a sudden, looked like Axis has regained the supply lead as he was down in the earlier part of the game. Now, interestingly enough, we have Edson with 2 sensor tower. Now, I like the sensor tower at the far right, at the third, but I don't actually know why he's making a sensor tower in the main. If he was going against maybe a Terran or a Protoss, I would understand. But usually, Zerg doesn't really do drop play, so I'm not actually sure why he's made the sensor tower in the main. But I guess if he wants to make a sensor tower there and even it out, I guess it looks like 2 eyeballs, but
Or yeah. There's also how much minerals is the sensor tower? How many minerals?
I think it's like 100 or 150, something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad investment. I think it's always better to be overprepared for drops and different Zerg shenanigans than underprepared. And also, Edson getting his 4cc, he's been on his expanding like white on rice here. Just does not miss a beat. He's on equal bases with the Zerg. Will be pretty soon. Or yeah, actually ahead. So that's a pretty big deal. Now, the main problem, I think, is his army production seems a little bit slow. He's just adding on some factories now. But he's banking a ton of minerals, making 4K minerals. That's insane to be banking that.
Damn. Yeah, maybe he's saving up for a new car or something, but that's a lot of minerals to bank up at this stage of the game. 10-minute, oh man! Imagine he spent all that minerals, like his supply would be like insanely high.
Yeah, gotta get those macro cycles down.
Well, the good thing for him is that he's actually gotten 1-1 upgrade, so one more better than Axis, as Axis only has +1 carapace, so he will be ahead in upgrades, and looks like Axis will just barely finish 1-1, +1 melee and +1 range, so at least he'll be catching up right there. And I do like Axis creep spread. I mean, it's like kind of spreading really rapidly right now.
And now Axis had a great reaction time. He had Overlord to spot the drop, had a group of Lings in the main. Really good presence of mind for Axis to defend against drops.
Oh.
Okay, saves the Overlord there to spot. That's a nice small save for Axis. And one of those medevacs is pretty low. Actually, 2 of them are low, so he's got to be careful. So it looks like Edson is still banking in the +4K range. So, and now he's just starting to add on some production. He's getting some Thors. He's doing a mech transition, it looks like. And Axe is keeping his minerals pretty low. Banking is not as bad if you're a Zerg. Both players are supply blocked here. That's something that all players at this level struggle with. So that's something that, producing overlords ahead of time, that's something that Axis will have to internalize. But doing a pretty good job this game. And yeah, so he's expanded to his 5th here, and he's got his 4th behind. And really great creep spreads all halfway across the map. So pretty much any move out that Edson does, Axis is going to be able to prepare for and get a good angle on.
Yeah, it looks like Axis is going to transition right now into Hive Tech. He has his Hive. Raider Spire is halfway done, as well as the Ultra Zen just about to pop out. And those Ultras, if he decides to make Ultras, that will be really good against the mass Marines. Look at Edson's army. Like a majority of that is just mass Marines, and we all know mass Marine just tickles Ultras.
Yeah, and Greater Spar also on the way from Axis. So we'll see if, yeah, Axis, the Banes can just roll through this here. The tanks are in a decent angle in the back, but there's only 2 of them. The siege up is late. The Baneling's just roasting through that, and it's just munch for Axis here. He's going to get on top of the Medivacs and the Thor, making it look easy.
Oh man, Jesus Christ!
That was nice from Axis.
Now the
Honestly,
good thing for
oh,
the
go
good
ahead.
thing for Hudson is that he still has a bank, so even if he loses his whole army, at least he can still replenish it. But he's still working on, I think, yeah, 6 barracks at this point. You know, he might want to actually add a bit more production tech to actually help spend that money because he's approaching 6K right now.
Yeah,
You could buy like 3 beastly computers for just
yeah.
6K.
Get a
In real
couple
life.
Bugattis for that.
Maybe we could stream in 1080p, 60 FPS.
Or like with the correct aspect ratio. Like, not me. I wonder if people can
Yeah,
still notice that. I don't notice it, but that's just because I'm probably bad at
yeah.
realizing details.
I mean, because your monitor, coincides with that resolution, but people with like different, like 1080p screens or monitors, they see it a little bit stretch as I do. But I think it's okay. It's still fine.
Yeah. I think the people.
So the fat ultralisk will look even fatter on screen.
I think these. I'm wondering. I think this is the Heart of the Swarm Collector's Edition skin, I believe.
Oh yeah, it actually looks really nice. It's like glowing ultralisk.
It could be they made it standard now, but I remember in Heart of the Swarm when I played it was like the one skin. It was like I was kind of disappointed because I got the collector's edition for that, but I was a Protoss, so it's kind of it was a cool collector's edition, but not a ton of stuff for Protoss in it.
Ah, I see. All right, so far, Edson did scout the ultralisk, so he's now transitioning into liberators, which is the correct decision. But it looks like before he masses up those liberators, he's gonna get attacked by this huge Zerg army. Kind of an awkward engagement there.
Yeah, that was Axis waffled a little bit on whether he was going to commit. I think if he would have just stayed with it, then he would have been all right. There's not a ton left, and a couple Bane connections on the Marines would have been just fine. Axis will still be fine, although he might lose some of those Ultralisks if he's not careful. But yeah, in those sort of fights, you really just have to commit. Retreating is just going to make the situation worse a lot of the time. This is a really small army coming in from Edson, and he's being way too aggressive here. This Hydra's going to mop up everything. Marines all got eaten, and going to force this back.
Yes, he's still engaging in the creep of the Zerg, so you might want to, yeah, as a Terran, you want to clear the creep first and then engage. But a little bit of a misengagement by Edson after a misengagement by Axis himself. So now supply is even. However, both players banking on a lot of minerals. Although Axis has not as much gas as he would like, you might want to actually start getting those gas, especially on his 5th base as well. Or actually, he should even expand, towards the, I guess, 4 o'clock position there. There's an empty base there. Just get some more gas banked.
Right. Yeah, I think this map, late game Catalyst, does favor Zerg a bit because once it gets to that late game phase where Zerg can have so many bases, then the creep spread's good. It's so hard for a Terran to push out because Zerg has so much time to react. They can get the perfect engagement set up. I mean, Axis has like 10, 15 seconds to react, which is all the time you need. And Edson's trying to make something happen on this little line here, but it's just not going to work. He's going to have to pull back and try to get max before he can engage. Both players actually are having trouble spending their money getting into the plus 4 base range, and Edson's mined out of a lot of bases. So even though he has 4 bases, he's not mining a lot. He really needs to prioritize throwing down another CC.
I think at this point, this is where room for improvement kind of shows. Where this is where I guess higher tier players would spend their resources more efficiently with macro mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
where they could micro at the same time. So, you know, we shouldn't be too harsh on these players.
Right.
They're still improving. So I guess as expected, they bank a little here and there.
Yeah, true. It's the point of these is just to figure out ways we can optimize our game. So sure, definitely. And Axis here is maxed. I think. Now, see, the thing with Zerg is that you can bank, and because of the way Larva works, it's not quite as bad as banking as a Terran or Protoss. So, that's one of the things I think that is good for Axis is that as long as you're getting your injects, then you'll be able to spend a lot of that Larvae quickly, which Axis has done. And he's maxed now. He's got about a 40 supply lead on Edson. So I think this next engagement probably will seal the deal for Axis.
Oh my god, these mass scans, yo. This is mass legal map hacks.
Yeah.
One lone Ultra is gonna go ahead and try to take this command center down, but he will not live to tell the tale. Okay, I like this. What Axis doing right now? He's transitioning into Broodlords, and he's going for that late game composition that's really strong. However, Edson, on the other hand, he's producing mass ghosts right now. Oh, actually, he's getting a bunch of 2 nukes at the moment.
Ooh.
So we might actually see some nuke plays in this game.
The problem is that Edson's main army is so small. He's getting a pretty good angle here, but Axis is just rolling through the Ultralists. They're getting right on top of the tanks. Ling streaming in. This is just way too much here. Broodlords, all those free units coming in, and this is just goodbye Terran army for Edson.
Yeah, and again, another engagement at the creep of the Zerg, and he kind of engaged without the ghosts, so he couldn't even snipe the Broodlords or the Ultralists. So definitely was a bad timing by Edson there, and that allowed Axis to clean up that relatively easily.
Corruptors are going to be there to pick off that 5th CC. So very little mining left for Edson. He's got a couple ghosts coming through the middle of this map. Even if he loses, if he gets a nuke off, that's a win in my book. Nukes are cool. We need more of them. Oh, but Axis with the sick pull.
Nice.
He's gonna nuke
Another...
that same location. It's overkill.
Yeah, some vendetta against that hatchery.
This army of Axis is just chilling outside that 4th base. Now it's moving in here, but the Marines coming in a conga line to just get murdered, these Ultralisks, and there's just too much Zerg here. Broodlords are good. Honestly, once you allow Zerg to get to a certain point where they have so many Broodlords, Ultralisk, and can mine enough, it's so hard to stop. You have to be, as your Terran, you got to stop that Zerg death ball from happening. It's tough to engage.
As soon as you scout any hive tech or even Broodlords morphin, you gotta go add a bunch of Stargates to actually counter that with Vikings and stuff. But all Edson has right now is just Marines, which is not the best composition at all against what Axis had, and Axis looks like he's gonna go move in for the kill here.
Yep, Axis. There's actually a nice concave of Marines here holding the line. If those were all Marauders, then this might be a little bit more scary, but just Marines here. And the Ultralisks just got mostly demolished, but the Broodlings coming in here will be too much. Well played by Axis. That was a nice game. I think some takeaways, focusing a little bit on, he was a little bit defensive, which is good, but against some higher level players that you could be abused if you're too defensive early.
Yeah, and notice in that game there was only like I think one or I think two drop plays by the Terran, so it wasn't really aggressive. He kind of let the Zerg player access just macro up uh, and just like out macro him.
Yeah, if you're gonna commit to drop plays, you gotta keep trying to get something happening. Of course, not if it's failing, of course, but sometimes the first drop won't succeed. But you gotta keep pushing, and you'll usually get a few, kills in. But yeah, thanks to Axis for playing, coming in.
Yep, grabbing another win here. So doing pretty well so far.
Oh, looks like I got logged out of Blizzard. That's nice.
Yeah, every time it loads the replay that is a previous version, it logs you out. So you gotta relog in every time, which is one of the features I don't like about what's from Blizzard. But I don't know, maybe hopefully down the line they could maybe think of a way to fix it or something. All right, got replay number 2 loaded, so ready when you are.
All right, so this is going to be, oops, Ariok. Oops, my bad. Sorry. Let's see here. Accidentally alt tabbed out. StarCraft. Here we go. Is going to be Ariok playing in that plat set on Dreamcatcher,
Yep.
also known as Dreamweaver. If you watch me cast. Looks like the stream is pretty good. We got a couple dropped frames, but hopefully it should be pretty good at 60 frames a second. Better than last week.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so Ariok is going to be up against Andotched. Andot. Assuming the CH is a silent. Oh,
And Doc, yes, yeah, I think the T is silent as well.
alrighty. In the top corner of Dreamcatcher, the very manner, yellow Tyrann. For
Oh,
TeamUR, it's Andot.
what second are you in?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just started way without you. I just went for it. Sorry about that. I am in.
I'm.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
Whenever I press P to pause, it alt tabs me out. Yeah. There we go. I'm in second 25.
Oh, okay. Just tell me when you get to 35 then.
Okay.
Oh, 30 actually. Oh,
All right. I am at 30 now.
all right. And here at the bottom right, we have our red Zerg player representing Psionic Aftermath Academy. It is Ariach.
Oh.
I don't know if it's Ariach or Ariak. So I guess I'll probably rotate between those two pronunciation.
So everybody, the stream just froze. Keep trying to
Oh,
do it. Well, it wasn't the stream. It was I was trying to pause it and it tabbed out. So, but we're good now. We're moving forward. So Ariok or Ariach. We'll see what he does. Here goes Hatch first. We've talked about this a lot, but Dreamcatcher is one of those maps that is very hard to expand into the 3-base range. So we do see a lot of games that stay predominantly 2-base strategies. So we'll see if Ariok pulls something out like that here.
yeah. Looks like Andak, on the other hand, he's going for just one base here. Not even planning to go a second CC here. He's gonna go for some tech build here, as he got 2 gases with the factory on the way. Now, the Overlord will scout the natural and see that there is no commands and that he should respond correctly, as that's kind of pretty odd to have no CC at this point. And looks like a reactor with the factory. So we might see maybe Cyclone or Hellion. We shall see in just a moment.
Yeah, and Ariok is pointing this out in the chat as well. He canceled his hatchery because it was one square off, and now his timing is a bit delayed. That's unfortunate for Ariok.
Ah, man, that is when that happens. It's like, ah, you just like facepalm.
I had that happen in a game recently. I was playing in a league, and I just instant quit because it was just too late. I was like, I couldn't do it because I realized it like halfway through it was building, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Oh,
All right, so factory does swap with the barracks, so it will be Hellion opening here. And tech, no, actually no tech lab on the barracks. So another reactor on the barracks, which is interesting because you would imagine that he will make a tech lab on the barracks and then make a starport after that, and then swap it for some like Banshees or Raven play. But looks like he's going for. Oh, actually, he's made an armory, so this is going to be a Hellbat timing, I think.
that's interesting. Hellbats are pretty good on this map, and Ariok is going for a pretty standardly timed third. So this is definitely pushable for Andoct.
Yeah, so far we don't even have any roaches or banelings on the way. He's just Ariak's gonna go just defend with just mainly Zerglings. And I'm not sure if that's gonna be the best idea. I mean, he could get these 3 Hellions. That would be big, huge. Oh wow, get this around.
Oh, you are watching ahead of me, I think. Are you on
Oh,
second 348?
no. All
Okay.
right, I'll pause.
All right.
Just do a countdown and then I'll. Oh, where you at?
I'm at 350. I'm at 4 minutes now.
Okay, keep counting. Keep counting.
405, 406, 407.
Okay. All right. I think we should be good.
I was like, am I missing something? No. Okay. Yeah, so a great surround from Ariok. That's super clutch. If he did not make that happen, he would have lost a ton of drones for sure. And now he's going to get his third up and running. That's pretty huge. The larva from that is going to be big. And now Andok is on only one base, so he's making a pretty big economic sacrifice for this push. And Ariok's got pretty good vision, and with the nature of Dreamcatcher, I think Ariok should have plenty of time to react when this push hits.
Yeah, I like the Overlord spread there. He does have a tab on the CC. I mean, at the natural of the Terran. Oh, actually sending and sacrificing a few lings.
Mm.
Uh, I'm not sure if that was worth it, but he's on 3 bases, so he can mass up more lings. Creep spread is connected to the dirt, which I love. That allows the queen to reinforce if he needs to, use the queen to defend. And so far, still sticking with lings. I think maybe a Bingness or a Roach Warren at this point would be a good idea.
Yeah, he's pretty much. I mean, he's gonna have to get something here. We'll see. Most likely, Ravagers or, well, we'll see. But
Oh, it looks like he's pulling the boys here.
oh my goodness, this is pretty much all in because of how late the Nat is.
Oh wow, it was actually a mistake. He's sending their
What?
SCVs back.
No. Okay.
Oh, he's sending. Oh my god, he's sending it back again.
The waffling.
What is this? Some indecision by Andak here.
Oh man, that hurt your time. Well, although the SCVs would have gotten there quicker, so delays its attack by a little bit. But we'll see here how much can this get done from Andok. This is pretty critical that he gets enough damage here because he's still only on one base. The queens are gonna be getting gunned down. No transfuses on them yet. There's only lings here. Bane Nest is not even finished. This is looking really bad for Ariok.
Yeah, like I said, the Baneling Nest or the Roach Warren was kind of late, so this attack just decimating all the links here.
Okay, no transfuses on those queens there. Um, but it's gonna be GG because there's no follow-up option from Ariok.
That was unfortunate because I feel like Andok was pretty far ahead in terms of like, the economy. He had the third base compared to only one base or one and a half, as I guess he was the Andak was about to get his second CC, but he was definitely ahead and had the opportunity to win the game, but just needed some tech, whether it was Banelings or Roach Warren, to defend against that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ariok, when he was scouting that, when you see that going in, he saw the Cyclones. You have to have some answer. Just Ling Queen will not be enough. Just a little bit late on that, and that will cost him the game. Hopefully, moving forward, that's a small mistake, Ariok, but one that led to the, losing. But hopefully, we should go through and not make that mistake. Oh my goodness, it's logging me out every time. It's so annoying. I know I said that already, but still, it's annoying. It's making the game slow.
But yeah, Ariach didn't play too bad of a game. It's just didn't have his early, tech in terms of the timing. So I think he should be fine. I mean, he played the early game pretty well. He defended against the three Hellions, which is odd because it should usually is four Hellions. But either way, he did get the Hellions, and yeah, he definitely had a chance.
I cannot type on this StarCraft page. I do not know what's going on. It's like connecting something to my desktop. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I cannot type. I don't understand what's the problem. I'm like typing and it starts opening things on my desktop. Looks like we're having some difficulties, people. For Windows at this point. Or my keyboard's just not working. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe unplug and then plug it back again
Yeah, let
or
me
something.
just try that real quick. Let me try it. Nope, it's not. I'm not getting anything.
Hmm. Sorry, guys. Hopefully, Gord can figure this out.
I mean, I swear I have the worst luck when it comes to streaming. I just like everything goes wrong. That never happens. Okay, so everything I press, I can't type anything.
All right. So when you type something, it opens something random.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. Hmm.
like I'm going
What hap-
to
What
browser.
happens if you What happens if you type outside the game? Like,
Nothing. I'm opening a browser and I'm pressing things on my keyboard and it's not working.
so it does the same thing even out of StarCraft when you type, or it's just when you type in StarCraft it opens.
Okay.
Okay. So Sigil says in the chat, tap your modifier keys a few times. Alt CTRL Shift by all by them. Yeah. Wait. Yes. Alt CTRL Shift all by themselves usually means that one is stuck. Not actually sure what that means, but
Okay, I'm doing that. Still getting nothing. Okay, just happened. Okay. disable this. Okay, you just disabled sticky keys. Oh,
Oh, it says Ariash says if you hit shift 5 times, it will ask for sticky keys. Disable that. So yeah, yeah. So hit shift 5 times, and then when it pops out where it asks for sticky keys, just disable that. He says. Hopefully that works. Access says unplug the keyboard. Gorgon just did that, but then it didn't seem to actually work.
okay.
So,
I might have to just restart because I have no clue what that is.
all right. Yeah, I guess just restart and then yeah, we'll be back, guys, in just a moment.